Alright, so this week in Math 1. So today we're going to do section 5.1.5, which is going to be some more solving more systems of equations. Tomorrow we're going to do 5.2. Then Wednesday we're going to do 5.2.5. Thursday we're going to take a practice exam. So we're going to give you a fourth version of the exam kind of a deal, and you're going to take it in class, and then we'll correct it, get it back to you, etc. All that fun stuff, and then we'll start reviewing for the exam that day, Friday, next week, Tuesday, and then if you haven't seen yet where your exams are, they're all up on the board back over there. Left side of the board is exams in room 206 for the teacher. It's basically whatever room your grading section is in, that's what room your test is going to be in. So you're either you're 2 doors down in 206, or you're in here. If you're a mine, you're in here, day 1, period 5, or period 6. Okay. Right. For notes today, I'm going to do 3 of your homework problems for you today. Okay? So your notes are actually going to be in your homework today. So you want to have out your homework packet now, not your notes packet.
It's unit 5, right?
Yep. Pink. For you on the video, there's the exams schedule for you. Just so you all are aware, your final is 55 minutes and it's 31 multiple choice. It is a Scantron final. So, just saying. Okay. I would like to do numbers 1 and 2, and then one of the word problems, 9, 10, or 11. Okay? So let's start with number 1. We want to solve this system of equations using substitution. Refreshing our memories, the first thing that we have to do when we're solving by substitution is we got to get one variable all by itself. Okay? So one of the equations for one of the variables all by itself. Sometimes it'll be done for us, sometimes it won't be done for us. In this particular case, in number 1, it is done for us, so we have y already solved for. We got y equals negative 3x minus 10. Okay? After that, then, we're going to take that and we're going to plug into the other one. So I'm going to take negative 3x minus 10, and I'm going to plug it in for y. Now here is where we're having some issues with plugging that in. When I plug that into that other equation, when I go negative 8x plus 2y equals 22, and I'm plugging that in, I gotta put that set of parentheses around it, so that I know that I'm multiplying by that into where y is. Okay. Then step 3 is we're going to solve that. So I'm going to distribute this positive 2 into both of those. We can combine some like terms. We can add 20
We can divide by negative 14. And that gives me x is negative 3. Do we agree with that? Okay. Then comes step 4. We're going to find the other variable. So I'm going to plug it back into my original equation, y equals negative 3x minus 10. But instead of x, I'm going to put negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Positive 9 minus 10 is negative 1. Then our last step we check it and we put it in point form. So if I check it here back in my original equation, we'd have negative 1 equals negative 3 times negative 3 minus 10. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Positive 9 minus 10 is negative 1. Negative 1 is equal to negative 1. That works out. Negative 8 times negative 3 plus 2 times negative 1 has to be 22. Negative 8 times negative 3 is positive 24. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 24 minus 2 is 22. And 22 is equal to 22. So it checked out in both equations. We just now have to put it in point form. X comma y, or alphabetical order, and then we put a big old box around it because we got plenty of work to go in there. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Okay, let's do number 2 together. Step number 1 says I need to solve one of the equations for one of the variables. Which equation do you want to solve for which variable? In number 2. Make it easy on yourself. The right one for which variable? Give you another chance. We want to solve the right one for x. That's the easiest one to solve for. So step 1 says we're going to solve this right equation for x. Okay? How do I solve that equation for x? I'm going to add 4y to both sides. Yep. And that's going to give me x equals 11 plus 4y. Now I've satisfied number 1, step number 1. I've solved one of my equations for one of my variables. Okay? You now pick it up from there and do steps numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So solve me that system of equations. Go. So since step 1 is done, now we can go on to step number 2. Step number 2 says I'm going to put 11 plus 4y in for x in my other equation. Then I'm going to distribute and solve. So that's going to be negative 55. Oops, I put a plus. Should be a minus there. Minus 20y plus 8y equals negative 19. So then that's going to be combining some like terms. Then this is going to be negative 55 minus 12y equals negative 19. Then I'm going to add 55. If I add 55 to both sides, that gets me negative 12y equals positive 36. Divide both sides by negative 12. I get y equals, oops, wrong color. I get y equals negative 3. If y is negative 3, then I can go on to step number 4, and I can say x minus 4 times negative 3 has to be 11. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Then I can subtract 12 from both sides, giving me x equals negative 1. Negative 1 times 5 is 5. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. 5 minus 24 is negative 19. And negative 19 is equal to negative 19. X is negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Negative 1 plus 12 is 11. And 11 is equal to 11. So it checks out in step 5. And then my answer is going to be negative 1, comma, negative 3. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? Which word problem do you want to do? 9, 10, or 11? Actually, hold on. Before I say that, in number 9, make sure you change the $94 to $99. Make that change right now in number 9. This 94 right here should be $99. Typo. Typo symbol. Which one? 10? Okay. Okay. We'll do number 10 then. Ariel bought several bags of caramel candy and taffy. The number of bags of taffy was 5 more than the number of bags of caramels. Is it caramels or caramels? Caramels. And not caramels. Caramels. Okay. Taffy bags weigh 8 ounces each, and caramel bags weigh 16 ounces each. The total weight of the bags of candy was 400 ounces. How many bags of candy did she buy? Okay. So that was reading the problem the first time. What are we trying to find? How many kinds of candy did she buy? What is that?
Caramel and toffee.
Caramel and toffee. So she bought 2 kinds, right? Okay. So what do we want to go with a variable for each one, right?
C and T.
C and T. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So C then is going to be the number of caramel bags, right? And T, do we want to go with T? Because T looks like a plus, doesn't it?
You could do capital T.
Okay, all right, we'll do capital T. All right, I'll go capital T. So that's the number of taffy bags, right? Okay. So for every variable that we define, we have to make an equation. So how many equations do we have to make? 2, because I defined 2 variables. Okay? Alright, so she bought several bags of caramel and toffee. Okay? Number of bags, so we'll go here. So here's my first equation. The number of bags of taffy was 5 more than the number of bags of caramels. Okay? Make me an equation out of that. Number of bags of taffy was 5 more than the number of bags of caramels. Go left or right in the sentence. Replace what you know. What's that? So what is it? What did we just get done defining it as? In yellow highlighter, what did we just get done defining it as? That's the capital T, right? So that's capital T. Okay? What's 5 more than that?
Would it be times?
Nope. What? Plus 5. So we got to have a 5 somewhere in there. Number of bags of caramels.
C.
That's C. Okay? So capital T is going to equal 5 plus C. Does that make sense? Number of bags of taffy is 5 more than the number of bags of caramels. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Here's my second equation. Taffy bags weigh 8 ounces each. Be part of an equation based off of that. Each taffy bag weighs 8 ounces. That's an 8T. Caramel bags weigh 16 ounces. Can I go 16C? That sounds better. Okay. What am I going to do with those two? Add them together, and together they equal how much total weight? 400 ounces. Okay. We've defined now 2 equations because we defined 2 variables. Okay? Solve it. Oops, went to the wrong spot. Taffy bags was 5 more than caramel bags. Yes, because 20 is 5 more than 15. Taffy bags weigh 8 ounces each, so that would be 160, because 8 times 20 then is 160. Caramel bags weigh 16 ounces each, so 16 times 15 is 240. 16 or 160 plus 240 is 400, and that has to be 400 ounces. Yep, so it checks out. So my answer here is Ariel bought 20 taffy bags and 15 caramel bags. This one, word problems are not in point form, okay? Because there's labels to go with each one, okay? Right? So word problems don't go into point form. They go into, you gotta, because you already defined what they were, so they go into with a label form, okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? You have the rest of the time, so you've got a mod to be working on the rest of that homework.